Hey everyone, it's Obscure Titan, and I wanted to do a retrospective on 2023 and what 2024 looks like. So, this is just going to be completely off the cuff, nothing edited or fancy or anything. It's just me talking about how 2023's been and what things are going to look like for 2024. So, I want to address some things as to how 2023 went. It's been a bit of a mixed bag to say the least. There's been a lot of great things, there's been a lot of terrible things, new friends that I've made, and some old ones that I've cut off. You can kind of tell that this has been a bit of a roller coaster ride. And I mean, 2020 was still a bit of a crazy year, let's be completely honest. And 21 and 22 were kind of their own years, and I have my feelings about those 2 years, but I think 2023 really tested my limits and just how everything could have gone wrong, but also some things that have been unexpected that ended up turning out pretty well. So I think one of the first things that I've did for 2023 with this one individual that I used to be friends with and I'm no longer friends with, but the reason I started my server, the Celestial Exodus, was to get away from that specific individual. That many of you who are subbed to me already know who I'm talking about, but for those of you who don't know, it's Zingo Oshiba. And I've already promised not to touch on this again, but just for the sake of it, for the sake of context, I was friends with him until I was given more information about his Ink Bunny crap, and that prompted me to make a decision, just cut him off at the end of April of this year. But the Celestial Exodus actually came about in mid-February, and I've never said anything about it to him, nor do I want to. And my plan for this year was to eventually leave Zingo. It was a coincidence that I ended up doing that by the end of April instead of February, which I should have left him much sooner than either of those months, but that's not the point. But my point was is that I wanted to have a space where I can have a little bit more control and freedom, and to not have Zingo hover over my shoulders from my older Cosmic Kingdom server, which he has taken quite a lot of control over, more than any server that I think he's a part of. But I'm glad that things turned out the way that they did, because I wanted to leave Zingo, and I wanted to give thanks to DJ Bot and Delta and several people who had helped. So that's one of the things that happened for this year. Another thing that I'll be touching on pretty soon, I started attending to an education where I can get a degree or certification on game and animation, or game art and animation, I should say, and potentially look for some more opportunities to maybe even work with a studio or a place that I can utilize my skills in. And my animation in my animation for Blender isn't exactly all top notch. I'm still working on it, but I'll get there soon enough. The modeling stuff I'm already pretty much in good tune with, and I'll still continue to work with. And that's also something that I'm working with in Megatronic Legacy, which, by the way, Norkarki is in production. Episode 1 has already been finished in animation, and I'll be getting to some visual effects after the animation for all 5 episodes are done. My plan for the Mechatronic Legacy entries is I'm not going to focus much on trying to make them hours long like I did with Mortal Brothers 2019 and several of my older works. I want to focus more on just getting to the point and just getting to what the focus should be. Like Spyro and Flowing stopping the crystal bomb. Hey, let's get to the point of it. Or let's stop Godzilla from destroying America. Hey, let's get to that point. Something like that. And there's going to be times when it would get a little bit more lengthy, but not to the point where my old works were. So I wanted to also work on pacing for storytelling. Let's see. Zenectic Exodus might take a bit of a back seat because Megatronic Legacy has so much focus right now. I did have one character that I've already finished modeling, but as far as I know, several characters have not been modeled yet. I've already completed all the characters that we're going to be in the series for Zenectic Exodus. I'll see what I can do to try to get back into the series, but it might just take a backseat for a while. And I mean, both it and Megatronic Legacy might get another overhaul, but that's only time can tell. I'm just looking through some files about both projects, but I am also going to see if I can try to do some live streaming on YouTube and maybe try to get a little bit more traction than the usual shticks that I've been with for 5 years on this channel. And more so than what I've had from my older channel from 2010 to the start of 2018. And I've also already got my archives still up and going. I'm trying to get as many stuff uploaded there as possible. And I'm still not really happy with Google and their inactive account nonsense. I really think it's stupid. They should not have pulled this stunt with inactive policy. But if they really wanted to, at the very least that they could have done is if no one comments on the episode, just at the very least, or even just watching the videos without even commenting, or just putting a like or dislike button. That's it. That's the very least you could do, is just have them remain active. Maybe just have it stay up for 5 years, but the person who has to use their accounts before 2 years, like, I mean, come on, that's a stupid policy. Especially when you have people like the Shadowed11 and several people who have died on YouTube. I mean, their channels are going to disappear in 2024 or so on. So we may not ever get to see the Shadowed11's videos anymore next year. So thanks a lot, Google. But anyway. Yeah, and I'm also going to try to get some videos uploaded to Odyssey. I know I haven't been using it as much as I should, especially with Megatronic Legacy on the way. So that could also help get a little bit more exposure to that. But I think that's what I'm thinking of for 2024. Just try to get something done for Megatronic Legacy. And after Norkarchy is finished, I'll have Velvet Retaliation as the next entry to work on. And I think that's pretty much all that I needed to say in this video. I know it's a little bit more than what I've said in... I mean, there's probably not as much as I said about my 2023 video, my 2022 retrospective video. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, if you guys want to tell me about what you're thinking of for 2024, just go ahead and drop them in the comments and tell me about them. So, by the time of this recording, this was in Christmas of 2023, so I want to give you all a heads up on that. So, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Over now.